Hello everybody, my name is Alan Floyd. To return home to the fortune, there is a figure in the sun. But if the sun busts itself into the timer, it will be the hour to perform itself into Network 1. For Dr. T. Sandra, is a co-function to find itself into claw to even. Like that. In relation to the subject of the performance, it will work out 353535. By the border, the fifth moon will develop the third technology for the position. In a matter of time, when you sing a song in relation to the third development technology, it will position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time, there is no one in to look for the code. It is B5F3 F215. The border of the fifth moon will develop the third technology in relation to the subject. Any subject in relation to the third block of hard copy, it will array itself into the third performance. The performance of Network 1 is the oil wave and the machine. The machine is Bell 2 F315 by the border. The third moon will develop the third technology in relation to planet Pluto. So, the most interesting thing in this life is the recycling bin for the hate truck, because in a matter of time, when it does that, it will perform itself into Network 5 by the border. The border is the fifth moon to develop the third technology, because in the position of the timer, it will sing along the song to co-function itself into the ebony. The ebony is a fund of the game, FUND. In that way, it is the co-finder. The co-finder will execute itself into law to heaven based upon the area. Any area in relation to Sir-Funk, it is the equilibrium to share the network of one. If the oil weight is 3 on time, 12 on time, and 4 on time by the border, the fifth moon will develop the third technology. In that way, it is the execution of law. Dr. T. Sandra, the messages of the compound will position itself into the area, because in the planet Pluto, it will be the Tachkamam of the planet Earth to confine itself into Saturn. In Uranus, it is the Tashkamam. The Tashkamam is the lawyer of 3 on 1, 12 on 1, and 4 on 1 by the border. The fifth moon will develop the third technology. So Tan Kao in relation to Japanese. I have not drawn that. I have drawn a little bit. It would take me many years to complete this planet, Earth. Because in the Atenang, the third technology will position itself into the area of the acceptance. Once upon a time, there is no one in to look for the code. It is BE1825. For the computer system, when he or she reanalyze the analyst to fund the game, FUND, it will perform itself into the network 1. If the computer system know how to utilize the math position of physics, it will time out in relation to the co-finder. The co-finder to execute itself into law to heaven based upon a machine, it will array itself into the third performance. The answer to me is the interlude of technology for the position. In a matter of time, it will be the way in to complete the task. Each task in relation to Sir-Funk, it is sharing the network of one. If the oil weight is 3 on time, 12 on time, and 4 on time by the border, the third moon will develop the third technology. In that way, it will be the co-finder. The execution of law based upon the messages of the compound will position itself into the area. The area is 090601. The door to heaven is based upon the machine. The machine is Val 2 F315. From the work path of 6 on 1, 12 on 1, and 5 on 1 by the border, the third moon will develop the third technology to position itself into the co-finder. Here is a simple task to do so. With this iPhone, when you collect things, you will need to sell a certain productivity. I'm keeping this forever. I used to have a lot of iPhone, but I don't use iPhone. I don't use Macs. I use PC. I use Intel and AMD. So when you do things, you will computerize the math position of the interlay. The interlay for the strong heart will be the way in to control itself into network 5. If this computer system reanalyzes itself into math of physics, it will time out to the manifestation. The manifestation of law to heaven based upon the machine will collect a fee of 1-on-1. The 1-on-1 for Sir-Funk is sharing into the network of 536 for the satellite of 324. Each satellite will Instagram the third technology. When I have more money, I will buy another SIM card for this one. I got to get the right SIM card, but I cannot do the pre-order because in the proclaimed clause of the plaintiff, it will mark out the lawyer to know that the exedy is one on time. In each exedy of timer, it will perform itself into network 5. If the confunction of psychological manner, it will position itself into the area. The area is 010809. The co-finder will execute itself into my brother Tan Kale to work out the iPhone 5. The iPhone 5 is a seizure. Gotcha. See? I already recorded and said some, but I'll say it again. To do simple things, you need a task. The task will destroy a particular thinking plat. Not plot, but plat. The thinking plat will germinate into the machine. As each machine will interlude the third way in to rock hard copy the solid paper. The solid paper will Instagram the third way in to stock the market into the tree. Each tree will formulate into 341 by the co-finder for Yoda to execute itself into heaven based upon the machine. This is the product. The manifestation of the minus program will installate into law to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is bound to F315 by the border, the third moon will switch off to the mode of Anana. In that way, it is 10325. The 10325 by the border of the fifth moon will develop the third technology in the co-function. It will execute itself into heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is bound to F315 by the border, the thick moon will switch off to the mode of the Anana. So Dr. T. Sandra, in relation to the professor, this phone did work in relation to the normal SIM card, but I'm not using it because I don't use Apple, I use PC, Windows. In a matter of time, when you know how to do so in the computerization of the math position of the retimer, it will lapse into the co-finder. Each co-finder will execute itself into law to heaven based upon the machine, and in that way it will be the third element. The element will send the sun through. If the sun bursts to tears to heaven based upon the machine, it will array itself into the third performance. The network of 5321 for the bore of 1248 and the wood car, yes, wood car, not wood, wood car, of the first processor, it will time out into the lapsen. Each lapsen for the maps of the transcode system, it will formulate into 2341. The border of the fifth moon will develop the third technology for the imagery. Each imagery of the confunction will execute itself into Kalimano. I will use that phone when I go to Mount Gambier and Mildura. Yes, God. But in a matter of time, you have to wait to be patient, to know how to confine itself into the execution of law by the third message of the compound. With this phone, I need to get the right prepaid SIM card, otherwise none of the phone will work. In a matter of time, when you confine the execution of law by the last message of compound, it will position itself into the door to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is B2F315 by the border, the third moon will switch off to the mode of the Anana. In relation to the element of design for the protocol, it will work out 28242841244621482841294229422841 182418211821 design dot 9.9.9.6.1 design dot JavaScript. The level of PHP level 6 is the interlude of technology to position itself into the SIGPay. The SIGPay is by the Centrelink to Instagram the third map. I will withdraw the map in relation to knowing how to do so. The work of the position will time itself into Dave, my old friend. Then Dave will be the Pulankankalang. See? Relaxation will help you guys a lot to pronounce the word correctly. When you do that, you will enjoy the map position of physics for Dr. T. Sandra and Professor Jenny Pomsford. In that way, it is the 10324. The design day 10 is the interlude of technology for the position of the army, and in that time, it is the co-finder. Execution XTD. You will start the medical time of the manifestation.